let's look at, I don't have pictures of backpacks for kids, so I pulled out this picture because I think it's great. Who did backpacks this week? Mike and Vanessa.
No, that was less. No.
I helped pick up food.
And Carol picked it up.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, guys. Thanks for doing it. And we've got people scheduled for next week, it looks like. So I think we're good to go. So yeah, send me your pictures, or you're going to look at this every week.
Week after next, we did have covered, but Tammy had to cancel. So we're looking for a host for the 12th.
Yeah, I will be out of town, so otherwise I'd be happy to do it. So let's see, somebody can step up and make that happen. That'd be great.
Griffin can do it.
The Griffin?
I can be there and deliver.
Yeehaw. Okay, go to the sign up and put your names down. Thank you so much. And that's awesome. Awesome.
Thank you.
So I'm going to take this off because I feel like I've got a big fly on my head. Fly. All right. So I wanted to do some fact checking about COVID. And one of the things that's happening now is anyone who wants to get a shot can get a shot, which is great. But we're also seeing challenges with getting people out there to go get the shot. And you've seen on the news, of course, that some people are not getting their second shot. And it just kind of holds us back from moving forward if people, don't play along with this and do that. So I wanted to share one of the things they say that we should be doing is not shaming people or being angry at them, but talking to them if you know somebody who isn't going to do it, and learn what's going on for them. Try to figure out if you can provide them the information they need to make a decision. We do know that there are going to be some people that there's nothing you can say, but there are some people that genuinely have questions or they've heard things, and we need to be, Rotary members can really lend a hand to making these things clarifying issues. So I'm going to go through these quickly. The slides will be shared. Ed will put things up on our webpage, and this information's out there anywhere. I didn't make it up, so so you'll be able to find it. But please consider, talking to your friends who may be a little hesitant to encourage it to happen. This is one that we hear a lot. People think it's unsafe because it was developed so quickly. And what we realize is they didn't skip any steps. They just cut through a lot of the red tape and the financing for it to make it go faster. But all the trials and safety reviews were done the same way, same amount of time they would always do them. This one, I was on chatting with my nieces and nephew yesterday, and they're talking about the whole inserting a chip, and that Bill Gates is inserting a microchip into all of us. And I think that there is the company that's making this has a product, that I just call it the needle. I didn't know it was an injection device, but the company that makes the one they're using also has a syringe that has a chip in it so they can track it and do different things, but it's not being injected. So this is how rumors get started. It's also not going to alter your DNA. And there's a lot of information about how that works, or how these vaccines work, the Pfizer and Moderna. And side effects. There can be severe side effects for people who have problems with these things, which is why they should talk to their doctor if they have any kind of health or have had past reactions. But most of us, the side effects are pretty mild or they pass. I know some of them, they're not mild. We're all different, but it's not the standard for most people. Some people think if they've already been diagnosed and had COVID, they don't need to receive the vaccine, and what they're not sure, but early evidence suggests that your natural immunity may not last very long, and so the shot it is a booster to that. So you can't count on natural immunity. You also can't get COVID from the vaccine because there's no COVID in the vaccine. And there's no proof at all that if you get this, you'll become sick or be at greater risk for illness of some other illness. And we still need to mask. Certainly washing hands is always a good thing. And until enough of us have gotten the shot, we need to still do that. But fully vaccinated people can meet with other fully vaccinated people without wearing masks. And you're not going to test positive when you get it. Again, no live virus in there. And if you're not at risk of severe complications of COVID, you don't need to get the vaccine. Remember, you're getting it to protect other people as well. So even though you could survive it and don't mind being sick, people that you expose might not be able to survive it. And they still don't know the long-term effects. There's some studies coming out that people 6 months down the road, they've got the long haulers, but there's some studies now that people who got sick and recovered are more likely to die of some complicating factor afterwards, even if they got better. So why play the game? So I have a little bit of information about how they work, but you can Google that. So I'm going to skip that for now. Here's some stuff about why to get it. And I think the last bullet is if we all get vaccinated, we can meet. We can all meet in a room together without masks. And if that's not motivation, I got nothing for you, but that's great motivation. If we all get vaccinated, we can start meeting together. I'm going to share a story that I thought was really kind of cool, and then I'm going to turn it over to Marty. Let me see if I can get this to happen. Hold on a second. It's complicated. There we go. Now, wait a minute. Oops. No, quiet. Okay, hold on. Dun, 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 dun. This is when you need, this is when, Ian, you need your tech person. Or I need my tech person. I am my tech person. Okay.
You need
Hopefully
my tech person.
I need your tech person. Yes, why don't you offer me your tech person? What's going on? Okay, do you see a guy on the screen? Okay, and I know you're not referring to yourselves because that would be silly. You know what I mean. Okay, here we go.
I'm the 2021 Utah Teacher of the Year. I'm also a friend.
Can you hear him?
Yes, Maggie. It's
Okay.
a little quiet though.
Okay, let me see if I can, I've got my sound up as high as I can make it. Let me try again. Yeah, so just lean in, okay?
I'm the National Teacher of the Year. I'm here in my classroom, and anytime we have an emergency drill,
Oh, cruddle.
can't help but look around.
Okay, stop. There we go.
I'm the 2021 Utah Teacher of the Year. I'm also a finalist for National Teacher of the Year. I'm here in my classroom, and anytime we have an emergency drill, I can't help but look around the students. If this were an actual crisis, like for reals, could I keep you safe? Well, I don't have to wonder anymore. Last year, the pandemic hit, a once-in-a-century crisis, and I stepped up. I took 2 shots in the arm. Whoa! Also, I look at my students and say, you see this? This vaccine for you. It's for us. Now we're all one step closer to ending this pandemic. People like to say that we teachers are heroes. Well, getting vaccinated against COVID-19 is just one more way we can prove them right.
Okay. So I just thought that was fun. And a teacher stepping up and doing a video. And
Welcome back everyone to Inside of a
oh,
our video series here at CDC's Project First Line.
I knew that would happen. Hold on a minute.
Diseases Governor at the CDC, and it's wonderful.
Stop, lady. Stop that. Okay. All right. See, it's hard to do this all by yourself. So, Marty, I'm going to turn it over to you to talk about what we're doing locally, and it's all yours.
Great. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'm semi-coherent this morning. I have not had enough coffee, not even close to it. So like I said before, I'm here as a volunteer for the CIRC. And for those of you who may not be familiar with the CIRC is comprised of economic development, business support organizations, nonprofits, medical and educational institutions. And these groups have come together to share updates, coordinate resources, and ensure consistent communication to area businesses and to the public at large. Last August, we launched our Wear a Mask campaign. Wear a mask, don't make us ask. Those who have visited our county have said they were amazed by the amount of people in Humboldt that were wearing masks and how prevalent the campaign was. Hopefully the campaign in some measure has helped protect the health of Humboldt County and has helped keep businesses and schools moving forward. And I'd like to personally thank your Rotary Club for participating in that campaign. Maggie asked me to come here today and talk about the CIRC's newest campaign, our COVID vaccine campaign launched this month called Do It for the Hugs. We're running on radio and social media with spots soon to come to television and cable. So far, roughly 54% of the country has received at least one COVID-19 vaccine shot, but only a third are fully vaccinated. Unfortunately, the vaccine rates, like Maggie said, are slowing and people are beginning to get pretty concerned. I was talking to Ian Hoffman, who heads up our public health the other day, and they're very concerned about what's happening here in Humboldt and even in Bell North, et cetera. Looking at different research, surveys that have been done out there, it looks like roughly 25 to 35% of the public is considering not getting a vaccine. We'll review later why this is so concerning. I know everyone is tired of COVID. Regardless of one's politics, I think it's safe to say we all hate our masks. If folks are like myself, I found myself the other day realizing a very disturbing thing. I had forgot about COVID impacting the rest of the world. I was just too focused about the US and here in Humboldt. Right now in Brazil, they're having 400,000 new cases of COVID a day. You heard that correct, 400,000. And in India, it's 375,000. In fact, they said the death rate in India right now is about 3,600 a day. And they think it's drastically underestimated. My oldest son is married to a young Indian woman, and we're very concerned at the moment about her family in India. So it's a global community. And when you watch all this on TV, it's like watching something out of a sci-fi horror film. It doesn't even look real. So this is why it impacts us. We have to stop these COVID variants that are taking a foothold in other parts of the globe from reaching here. And in order to do that, we have to get 70 to 85% of the US population immunized. And right now, there's a serious doubt going on in public health around the country as to whether that's achievable. And this becomes even more necessary when you see how quickly countries can go from seeming to have COVID under control to all of a sudden it's out of control. A month ago, India thought they were in a good place with COVID, and obviously they're not. When we were impacted here in the United States, the primary variant that was impacting us is no longer the primary variant impacting us today. We are now being impacted by a variant from Great Britain. It has superseded the original variant that was across the United States. So one thing is for sure, these variants are going to hit our shores, period. And it becomes even more critical that we get as much of the population vaccinated as possible so that potentially we can stop these variants from getting a foothold. Now, a lot of folks who weren't part of the Wear a Mask campaign and aren't part of the vaccine campaign, they like to say, well, COVID, the data around COVID isn't real. And we could probably argue that for the next 100 years and never change anyone's mind. So here's the fact. COVID kills 1 to 5% of the people that get infected. And it just depends on the data that you look at. And in my mind, just personally, that's not what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is getting COVID, because COVID seems to impact every single person in a different way with different symptoms. And to me, that's terrifying. And now, because we've been going through this for roughly a year, we're starting to see what Maggie was talking about, the long haulers. And essentially, the long haulers are individuals that are having symptoms for a longer period of time. Well, it looks like 30% of the people that are getting COVID are becoming long haulers. And there's over 100 different symptoms that are showing up. So some of these are mild, but some of these are more serious. So it's anything from fatigue to headaches to brain fog, memory loss, gastrointestinal problems, muscle aches, heart palpitations, onset of diabetes. I mean, it goes on and on. Like I said, this is what terrifies me the most about this disease. So, you know, health experts are now just beginning to say that they're concerned about what we're going to be facing as a country and as a world 5, 10, 20 years down the road, as we see the complications from COVID continually impacting our population. So, you know, I'm going to be out on community comment and other places in the community trying to reach out to those people that aren't interested or are concerned about getting a vaccine. One of my buddies the other day, he said, I asked him, I said, hey, did you get your vaccine? He's like, no, I'm waiting. I said, you know, John, what are you waiting for? I said, I didn't keel over and die and nobody else has. So what's your concern? Now, I know him well enough, and he took what I said in the right light. I realized I was just giving him a hard time. But it comes down to this. Most things in life are not right and wrong. They're not black and white. I think the older you live, the longer you live, the more you realize everything is just gray. There's just not a path through a lot of things. And so I find myself having to play the odds when I make decisions. You know, what's the best decision I can make based on the information I have at hand? And I feel like I'm at the poker table with COVID right now. And so you can either play your cards on science, data, the history. I mean, if you want to give yourself the willies, go study the Spanish flu. And that's a pandemic of 100 years ago. Because literally every mistake we made this time, we made 100 years ago. It's like we learned absolutely nothing. So you can either play your cards on that hand and get vaccinated, or you can just hold your cards and wait. And to me, that doesn't seem like a very safe path, not playing the odds. So we're here asking your Rotary Club today to help participate. I'm going to put into the chat how you can participate. And basically what we're going to be asking you to do is to get your phone and have you record a basic thing. To, you know, hi, I'm Marty Coelho from College of the Redwoods. I got vaccinated because, you know, I got vaccinated because I wanted to have dinner again with my mom. And we're going to be compiling these into radio and television, 30-second PSAs that we can run on radio and TV and social media. So it's a pretty simple thing to do. Now, if you're not a big fan of recording your voice or your picture, you can send us a headshot and just give us a direct quote. You know, I got vaccinated because, and give us a statement. And public health is running the same campaign right now, so we're collaborating together, and it'll end up having a much larger impact on the community. So I will step off my soapbox right now, and if there's any questions, go ahead and answer them.
Thank you, Marty. Any questions for Marty? Mike is,
Mike,
oh, wait, I'm sorry. Who's
no, go
speaking?
ahead.
Oh, Mike, is your hand up now or are you, Mike? Go ahead. You're muted, Mike.
Hold on.
There you go.
Okay. Marty, the website you talked about, is it possible that that website has a feature where we can go to the website, click on be videotaped so you have it right there rather than us do it ourselves on our phone and send it in?
No, sorry, Michael, we don't have that capability at this time.
Okay.
Any other questions for Marty? I think this is a great opportunity for us as Rotarians and community leaders to step forward and share what we can about why we got our vaccine and encourage other people to do the same. So please take the little bit of time it will take to do this, and let's get those messages out there. And those of you in the club who haven't got vaccinated yet, please seriously consider getting it done. Again, once we're all vaccinated, we could be in a room together without masks and enjoy fellowship again, and not just look like we're playing a complicated game of Hollywood squares. So it'd be great to see you all in person at the same time. Thank you so much, Marty, for sharing with us today, and I hope you get some of us to join in this.
Great. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate everybody being willing to listen.
You bet, you bet. Thank you. All right. I'm going to try to do this. There we go. So thank you for that. Raffle time. Nick, what do we got?
All right, today's raffle is, the big prize is $60 cash. Too bad it's not 60 pounds. That would be even better. But here we go. So it's Greg.
Boy, that was excruciating, that last
That was
clip.
super close. Yeah, definitely. So Greg, let's see what you got. $5. I'll pay you through Venmo.
All right.
And let's see the next one. I always have to go with whatever the computer ends up landing on. So close right there too, but I think it's Rachel. Yep, Rachel. So you got redeemed, Rachel, and let's see what you got. Another $5. I'll pay you both through Venmo. Thank you guys for playing, and good luck with your raffle prizes today.
Thank you, Nick. That's great. Did anyone know there was a $5,000 bill? I was kind of surprised to see this. And Madison, it seems like a random person to have on it, but anyway. AJ, are there still $5,000 bills?
Not in circulation.
All right. But if I had one, it would be worth 5,000?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
There's a 10,000 too.
There's a 10,000 too? Yikes. I just don't carry that kind of cash. All right.